right, children. I'm gonna make a little sign. So I've already kind of drawn up the design in Inkscape. Couple little filigrees up here, real simple stuff that I made on here. Content and text, I did buy this little guitar SVG to put in there. So the dimensions are roughly 15 by 10, 15 by 9.5. So what we're going to do is use the laser to put, the filigree, a little guitar emblem, this text down here onto the board. I'm going to burn this text on as well, but only as a template, I think. Because what I'm going to try to do is cut this text out, the Steve Free text, by itself on separate plywood and glue it on there to give it some dimension. But the idea here is that this is going to be really lightweight because probably just going to be something that can be strapped onto the top of a speaker tower. But that's the design, real simple stuff. I did have to purchase this font. I can't remember which font that was. Rumble. I want this open. I don't know, my Inkscape's acting retarded. I'm pretty sure it was Rumble. That was a vintage font that I found. But anyway, you get the idea there. I'm going to use Lightburn this time instead of Gerbil because this has significantly more advanced controls on it. It's not free, but I think it was only like 60 or 70 bucks for the license. So you can see there's different colors here. Those don't mean anything as far as how the print is going to look. This is just a way to control the cut and the speed of each individual part. So, for instance, this line I have not assigned a color yet. So we'll just pick a color down here and do this light blue. Now this is a line that I actually want to cut out because I'm going to just cut this out of the sheet altogether. So we're going to change the power settings, the speed settings on this one. I'm going to max this out, 100% power, and probably slow it down a little bit. I haven't done a lot of testing as far as speeds on cutting this 5mm material. About 600 I think is probably going to get me there, and we're going to use some tabs on this. We'll just automatically generate the tabs. Now what this does is create tabs around the border of this cut. Basically leaves a thickness of, in this instance, a 0.5 millimeter. And that keeps the piece from just falling out, which wouldn't be an issue if that's all you're doing is just cutting. But I want this other design in there. I don't want this thing to just drop out and then screw up the rest of this because it loses alignment. So we got our tab set on that one. And we'll go through and confirm that all this stuff is set right. So this is going to be a line probably at about 10% power. I feel like that's probably not high enough. I'm still running test numbers on this stuff. I'll probably run just a piece of scrap at 10% with the speed up to 10,000 and see what that looks like. The rest of these are, let's see. So we got this set to a fill, which is what we want on this bigger text to kind of create the template there. This part we've got set to a fill, which is this green area here, here, The rest of these are going to be lines, meaning we're not going to fill in anything there. Actually, I did do a fill on these because it makes it look like 12 strings instead of 6. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, so that's what it would look like as a line. So we're going to fill those in. Again, I'm going to have to run a test piece because these settings are very likely not what we need them to be. So yeah, just verifying my settings here. Speeds are a little low on those, but I think that'll be okay. Should probably match the speeds though, and the power. Yeah, let's set these all to 20% and slow it down to about 6,000 and just see what happens. This stuff's pretty cheap. It's 5mm plywood, so we'll go cut a piece, run a test, see how it comes out. All right, so verified our settings, I think, and we're just gonna run with it. You know, if we roast this piece of scrap, then we roast it. It's pretty cheap, doesn't matter. Got everything lined up, relatively square. I don't know. Let's just try it. So we need to go set our origin point here, and then let her fly. Running that perimeter cut there. Still got it at 100% at about 600. This is the second run on it. I might run it one more time just to be certain we're cut all the way through. But it turned out pretty good. Didn't quite get all the way through with the burn, but still came off pretty easy. I gotta clean this up a little bit more. But these settings really, I'm happy with that lettering. Kind of got lucky, and I think I'm just gonna leave it like it is. Maybe we'll paint some. I don't know. Either way, I think we'll just put a finish on it and clean it up. Figure out a way to strap this to the speaker. I think I have some ideas. So I found random pieces of scrap here just to make a little brace on the top. So the idea is that this is going to sit on top of a speaker tower like that. So I put this here as a positive stop so it'll just rest right on top of the tower. But that's not going to secure it. Vibration is going to be an issue. So got this bundling strap. So we're going to put here, and you'll be able to wrap it around the tower, Velcro onto itself. This is way too thin to use any kind of metal fasteners. Can't really put a screw or staple through it. So I've marked out this little piece of oak. We're going to cut a very thin channel on the bottom of it. and this will be basically trapped underneath it. And then we'll cover these with felt here and here. So hopefully there won't be as much vibration when sitting on the speaker tower. Put a little coat of some orange oil in there and beeswax. Turned out pretty good, real simple, but let's go cut this thing down. Felt's on and the Velcro straps are in. I just slid them in those little holes we made there. I'm sorry that I deprived you the opportunity to watch me put felt on this board. I know it's a devastating opportunity to miss. Sometimes I just got to keep some of the fun to myself. Let me show you what I'm talking about with this brace and everything back here, because I don't think it's immediately obvious. We're going to use my little tower here as an example. So the idea is he has this Bose tower. I don't know what the dimensions are, but this is close enough. So we've got our felt on the back. Hopefully it reduced vibration. But the straps will go on something like this. And this way, because we don't know the dimensions, this will give him some leeway for adjustability, to keep it tight against the speaker tower itself. And I have to trim those down. But you get the general idea. All right. This is Steve Freeside. If you're in folk music, it's my uncle. The local folk artist, been around for a long time. I'll put a link to his website, Facebook, all that on in the descriptions. But that's it.
Down that road, living out this life that we have chose. Sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes a heavy load, but there's always someone waiting down the road.